Going hot. And we're live. Hey everyone. Welcome back to episode 7. Oh my god, already. Two Smoke and Ashes. This is we're here. Some of us are queer. we're gonna play some Avatar Legends. I ain't got shit to say right now, so Arnica, if you want to get us started with intros and an awkward question that we need to answer, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I can do that, I guess. Hi, everyone. Welcome back.
I have snacks.
So good to see you. I've missed everyone. I'm your GM, Arnica Ross, and this is Avatar Legends, Rain of Smoke and Ashes. Now, normally I ask an Avatar themed question, but as I was telling my cast this week, I discovered that at some point when my mouth was real messed up and I was on a lot of pain medication, I browsed Kickstarter and I backed something called Miss Inez's School of Home Training.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a conversation game, I guess, that's on a whole bunch of cards. It has a whole bunch of conversational questions. So Miss Inez is going to ask y'all's question today, and I'm just going to pick one of these randomly because I haven't. So let's go with light blue is apparently living the dream.
Okay.
So the question for your characters today is: if you took yourself out on a dream date, where would you go and what would you do? Thank you, Miss Inez. These are kind of cute. I bet they're not too expensive. Y'all should.
Nice.
I mean, maybe not y'all, but people should look them up. All right, let's go. So let's start with.
I put it in chat already. Sorry. It's Obia.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Good evening, everybody. I am Obadiah, but more importantly, today I am Kim Ji-woon. And when I take myself out, I am going to a palace of taste and renown, and I am going there uninvited, and I am leaving with their choicest selection of furniture and coinage, because this is a robbery, and I am exactly who I am.
Lord, I love that Kim Ji-woon's dream date is robbing the palace. Like, which palace? Is it robbing the Earth King's palace or the Fire Lord's palace? Who do you want to hook up? Yeah, that's right, man. Man, so's this raggedy little shit to stay right where it's at.
Also, if you tried to rob the Fire Nation, you have to go to the top of the fucking volcano. That's a pain in the ass.
So much work.
No bueno. No bueno.
Not worth it. Not even emeralds in the throne. Goodbye.
All right. Hi, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and today I am playing the rogue Wong, who uses he, they pronouns. Wong would take himself out on a date to a lovely, fancy art gallery.
Would you also do crime there?
No. Surprisingly, no.
Surprisingly, no crime.
Only if it's a Fire Nation art gallery owned by the military, but that's highly unlikely.
There may be mashed potatoes involved. Just saying. Possibly some soup.
Oh yeah, gotta take.
You know what? They could say it didn't work, and people can talk about it was bad marketing, but obviously it worked because people are still talking about it. It got memed, and a whole fuck ton of people who had no idea how much art was funded by oil all across the globe are now like it works.
We're talking about Andy Warhol, like
we are talking. No, actually, there has been a series of attacks on well-protected pieces of famous artwork, Van Gogh sunflowers.
I saw them do it to the Van Gogh.
Monet. Yeah. They got hit with mashed potatoes. They had some tomato
Mhm.
soup thrown on them, and then the kids glue themselves to the wall underneath the
I
painting.
didn't see that.
I
Most of
didn't hear about
those,
the mashed potato ones. I heard about the soup.
yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, like most of those artworks have a piece of glass,
Oh yeah.
like over.
Right, they're well
yeah.
protected.
Yeah.
So it's great marketing.
That being
Very
said,
little risk.
Yeah.
anyway,
Anyway,
I'm Casey. I am playing Lo Fong. I'm back this week, which is great. And let's see. Lo Fong stream thing? I don't think he's ever once thought about it at all. Ever. So it's kind of a question that he doesn't have an answer to.
Interesting. We'll have to take Lo Fong on a date so he knows what to do with himself.
right?
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm eating a piece of salami, but hey. So, this happens in the middle of my lunchtime, guys. And I don't eat breakfast most of the time. Anyway, what's up, everyone? I'm Val. This is my channel. I bring Kayam, a they, he kind of person. I am a she, they, it kind of person. Very she, very it today. As far as Kayam's dates, also they're a water bender, plant bender, probably a psychic bender. Feels not a very good bender. Just like it's like here's the thing with Kayam's bending. It goes from like 0 to like 1,000 like real fast. There's no in between. There's no like the power scale of his bending is just like I either bend poop or I move entire trees. Like he's very specialized. As far as a perfect date that they would take themselves on, you know what? It would have to be hat shopping, spicy nudes, and go and seeing a good show. Like, wait a second. What happened? So
it's
yeah,
telling me
that
that
would
you've
be,
been slowly and steadily
the time of Kayam's life. Just being chill as fuck. But yeah, that's me. So, couple things before we get started with the actual game. First off, this is a viewer affected game. You can affect the game with your bit subs and donations. Every 100 biddies gives us a reroll to anyone you see here that rolls dice. Subscribing to the channel, like Casey did earlier, gives a +1 going forward to any roll we want, which can mean the difference between a failure or not in this game, or a normal failure to a complete, or a normal success to a full success with no consequences. And if you want to donate money through Coffee or Streamlabs, you can do that. And wow, thanks, Panda. My antivirus is throwing ads at me in the middle of stream. If you want to donate money through Coffee or Streamlabs, you can just make shit happen. It's a sliding scale. There's $1 donation ideas. There's $10,000 donations ideas. That'd be nice. Apparently, if we get $10,000, we'll quit streaming. But if we get $10,001, we'll continue. That's the deal. So you know, $20,000 in one for us to continue this stream. What? On top of all of this, we are raising money for Extra Life. Next week is Extra Life weekend. So we have a $1,500 goal to make for the weekend between Friday and Sunday. That's happening right now. So you type in !! Extra Life in the chat, and you should bring you to the team donation page if you want to donate. Or if you sub to the channel, I'm meeting my sub points. Every sub point I give a $1 donation. And I will say that right now, for the month of October, I am 7 sub points away from a $50 from my first donation of $50 for this month. So if you are hanging out with your Twitch Prime and it's not going anywhere yet, throw it this way, and it's like 40-something% of that goes to Extra Life. We're gonna make Amazon do that. But yeah, that's me. That's us. Let's get started.
All right. So last time we saw our fantastic gang, we were a man down. We were in Gowling. Yeah, we were in Gowling.
Mm-hmm.
braid a cord. He's got his nephew dressed up all nice, and they're waiting to. No, you guys already talked. You guys already talked to. Yeah, yeah, I remember that correctly. Y'all already talked to the council at the end, and you got mad. You had to tell an old lady off. I remember clearly now. Ooh. Okay, I wasn't sure. I was
Okay, great.
so now I was looking at Twitch to see someone go. I can hear you all again.
Yeah, no, sorry. Normally my desktop audio is at the top and not my mic is at the bottom, and like apparently my mic is at the top today. I don't know. Sorry about that. I just didn't want people to hear my eating noises.
Valid. So anyway, the point remains that we're in a mess. We've got some angry old people who don't want to help, some extra old people who want a lot more proof before they start backing anybody walking around with wild stories about airbender genocides, and we're still a man down. So let's go ahead and pick up and figure out what the fuck we're gonna do now. Let's start with Lo Fang. Lo Fang, last thing you knew, you were waking up with an aching head tied to a chair. You could hear some voices outside the room, but that's the last time we saw you was tied to a chair.
Yep,
What's up?
sounds about right. Yeah, and I think I remember that I tested the rope and it was not budging. So so we're just going to conserve energy and sit patiently. Not much else to do. What
All right.
like look around the room, see what's in there, but probably not much.
So, in the room, as you look around, you see that you are in a long abandoned um, basement. Things are dusty. The few things left behind on the shelf, it looks like the shelves got cleared out of all the good shit years ago. And the stuff that was left behind is just, kind of blah. It's covered in dust. It's gone bad. Rats have chewed through it. Little rat turtles, rat frogs. Rat
Yep.
frogs. That sounds terrifying. Rat frogs have chewed through them. It smells. There's a hint of burnt wood in the air. And that's where you are. That's what's going on with you right now. There's distant chatter happening about 2 halls down, just enough that you can hear the raised pitch of voices arguing, but not what they're saying.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, once he figures out that he's not going to be able to get out of the ropes in the chair, um, he's probably just going to wait and see if they come back and talk to him.
Okay. So you hear footsteps pacing back and forth. They never quite make it to the room. It's like someone is either trying to psych themselves up to come in or talk themselves out of coming in. You can't tell. But they certainly keep coming closer, hesitating, walking away, closer, hesitating, walking away. It's just one pair of footsteps, kind of light. And finally, the door slams open, and you vaguely kind of recognize the face of a you're pretty sure that's the girl from the tea shop earlier. She is glowering down at you, and she is stony and angry and very, very frightened behind it.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't say anything. She just looks at you. She stays in the doorway. She does not approach too close.
After a few moments, Lo Fang will just look up to her and be like, "I'm sure you have questions."
She laughs. It's a little bit unhinged, uh, and a lot incredulous. She goes, "Oh, oh, you're sure I have questions? You don't have any questions. This is just a normal day for you."
He'll like look down at the ropes tying him to the chair, and he'll look back at her. I wouldn't say it's normal, but it is what it is.
Uh, her nostrils flare, and she's clenching and unclenching her hands, and each time she clenches and unclenches her hands, the pebbles on the floor jump. She is an earthbender, and you don't know if maybe she's a poor earthbender with very tenuous control all the time, or the far more frightening thing that she may be an excellent earthbender with really tenuous control right now. But either way, you can see the pebbles bouncing off the ground as you have she does not like your attitude. You are frustrating and upsetting her. The fear is leaving her eyes, but it is being replaced with anger. She strides closer to you, and she looks you up and down. She goes, "You do you do you even care why? Do you care why you're here? Do you know why you're here?"
He looks up at her and meets her eyes and says, "I'm pretty sure I know exactly why I'm here."
Um so it's she breathes in. It's a deep, raggedy, shuddering kind of breath. And she goes, "You're not even sorry. You're you're not even sorry. I I could kill you right now. And you haven't you're not begging for help. You're not asking to explain yourself. You don't even care."
He pauses for a few moments just to kind of collect his own thoughts, and he'll look back up at her and say, "I know I won't convince you, but you're wrong. I am sorry for everything."
So dust begins to rain down on both of your heads. The room is lightly trembling, and a small rock dislodges. It bounces off her head, and that's enough to snap her back to herself. She unclenches her fist. The room stops shaking, and she looks you in your eye and goes, "Nah, you don't die that way. Not like this, and not with me." And she's going to turn on her heels and stomp out of the room and slam the door behind her. And you can hear, as the door is slamming, you hear someone running towards the room. Their footsteps are equally light. They, from your trained, you've been doing this a long time. You have to be able to recognize certain cues. This person sounds like they're about the same size. And the voices are low, they're indistinguishable and hard to tell apart as one is scolding the other one. "You promised you wouldn't go in there. We swore we'd do this together." And they vanish down the hall, one of them definitely hustling your confronter further away. And they leave you alone in the dark. Now, you know that they're right. They absolutely have recognized you.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I suppose the question now is, do you, other than recognizing one of them as probably your waitress from the tea shop, does Lo Fang have any rough idea of how they could be related to his past visit here? Or is he just kind of like, well, I don't know, but I guess they found me?
Um, I could see him, since they were ordered to take out the Earth Sage and his family, but were not like no instructions were given on anyone else who might be there. So maybe she was the daughter of one of the servants who was in the house at the time or something like that. That they encountered and they just kind of ignored basically as they went through.
Okay. All right. So you have your suspicions that this may be one of the few surviving servants from that
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
All right. Or at least one of the children of it. Cool.
Mhm.
So let's go ahead and leave you for a few minutes. We will come back to you. But let's leave you pondering whether or not you know who this is. And let's go check in on Kim Ji-woon, who last time I believe you were just on your way out. You had already provided them with the proof, the airbender records from the Northern Air Temple, correct? All right. And now you are on your and now were you on your way to meet back up with your friends, or had you just stormed out of the room? I can't quite remember.
I believe I had just left the room on the uncomfortable Avatar Zaywall. Avatar Zaywall. Y'all better sit on that. Bye. And I believe from my perspective as Kim Ji Woon. I'm sitting here and waiting for everybody else to come back with news, because I assume they're going to handle it or not. Yeah.
Okay. So you're sitting on the step. Well, you're not sitting because that's uncouth. There's too many people to see you, but you are lounging in a sulk against the door near the steps when your little cousin comes out and catches up with you. And he goes, Uncle Boomy says, Grandpa says to come back here tonight in 2 hours. He'll have the right people. You had to talk to everybody first so that nobody could say that we did anything behind no one's back. But he'll have the right people back here for you to talk to in 2 hours.
Good. Meantime, I think I might have a little business to take care of.
All right, so he goes ahead, he claps you on your shoulder, pats you on your back, gives you the nod, and round the corner he goes.
I do not know exactly where Kaim and Wong are going to be. I know they're going to be some kind of outside. And I don't think they mentioned where they even plan to look for Lo Fong, so I don't have too far to go before I am just getting myself lost for no benefit. So I'm not gonna go too far. But yeah, I did. There was an implication of I know exactly where I'm going, and I am nothing if not aware of my aesthetic. So I am in fact going to turn a couple corners and then wait for Kaim and Wong to come find me.
Okay, so since you have walked off like you have somewhere to be and you now have to back that up, you do thankfully see a tea shop, like a really nice one, pretty upscale, and it's still open. They seem to keep fairly late hours. Maybe they don't even open early. Maybe they only do lunch, dinner, late night, who knows. But since they do seem to be classable enough for you, you can go ahead and head on in there, and they will seat you at the furthest table in the corner by the window, which will give you a nice, good shot of Wong and Kayam come scurrying back towards town. And funny enough, they seem to be headed like it's too dark to see you in the window, but they sure seem to be heading at a dead shot right towards. Yes? No. Jesus Christ. I normally rewatch the show, and today my head hurts
It's
so
okay.
bad I took a
I don't
nap,
have a
and
shirt
now
on.
I'm trying to remember if you guys, except now I think you guys had already gone there and shaken the lady down.
We did
So I
shake
think
that
I
lady
remember.
down. We shook some lady down. We remember I did that whole thing in the tea shop
You
where
did, and it
I
was really good.
interrogated the fuck out of people in that tea shop. Like,
But now I'm trying to
we-
remember if you did
yeah.
that before or after
We did it
you went.
We did it before because
Okay,
we went
good.
after,
So you are double back.
and then Kyan tried to shake down the
He was
lady
trying
that
to
worked
woo
the
the kitchen
servant.
maids.
Yeah, exactly.
I was successful with the kitchen.
You were
maid.
successful.
You
You
were.
and
And she
And-
sent y'all back into town.
yes,
Yes.
So we're
Okay,
heading back
I
into
am
town
remembering
from the
correctly.
house.
We-
You are headed towards
Yeah,
the tea shop.
we came to the conclusion that we know that there is something underground at that burnt house. Like, we know, and that there are people there, and that
They'll see
we
us.
know that they know. They don't know that we know, kind of thing. On top of all that, I don't have a shirt on right now. It's just
That's
just-
right. You still don't know.
It's just
And
the best. Yeah.
And I think we know that the kitchen maid's friend, the one who we saw earlier,
Yeah, it was at the
is-
tea shop. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were there. Like they used to
Mhm.
work there as when they were younger, or their family did.
And the
Yes.
reason that we're kind of heading back here for Kim Ji Woon, but also like the hat lady, we know is an earthbender, and we figured that I have an idea in case we don't have an earthbender, but we figured getting an earthbender was probably not a bad idea. And for that we had to go find our friend again. So that's what we're doing. So we're probably not going into the tea shop like at all. But we're going past it.
We're just looking for Mr. Kim Ji Woon.
Yeah, we're just looking for our pal there.
All right, so Kim, they seem to be heading right towards the tea shop, like they know you're there, until they get to the sidewalk, and then they turn and they start walking past.
Because we didn't say where we're meeting.
Because none of you bothered to make
We
plans. for
figured
where
you were
gonna be.
you're probably just back at the meeting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes,
Exactly.
Watch, sip, and then I'm going to get up and start jogging after him. Leave some money on the table, because that's not doing that. I'm not doing that kind of thing. It's fine. I'll pay for this tea. And then I'll go jog and catch up with them.
All right.
So-
So
Oh,
you
wait,
run up on
I
him
hear a
from
familiar
behind.
heartbeat. It
God,
sounds
you're-
smug as heck and self-important.
And if it sounds self-important, it means it's Kim Ji Woon.
It's definitely Kim Ji Woon.
Y'all goofy as fuck. So
We
Mr.
got to get the
Kim-
funnies out now before stress happens.
I
It's
love
true.
y'all. So you run up behind him, and what's up? You tell me.
He's not here. What happened?
He's probably been kidnapped and is underground.
And they know that we know that they know that we might be coming. There's nowhere
Yeah.
to hide. It's a straight shot.
Yeah.
We also need an earthbender potentially.
Yeah. Because we can't find the entrance. Hi, husband. Bye, husband.
Love you. See
Thanks.
you later.
I'm in the middle of role playing, just kissing my face.
Deal with it.
Okay, thanks. Sorry,
Bye,
guys. He's gotta go make money because I sure don't.
Could have told me that sooner. Now I got to head back.
Yeah. So anyway, thrown out of there. Holy shit. So yeah. And I look at the tea shop and it's like, Yeah. I look at Wong and I was like, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. We're that's we know what each other is saying, we just can't say it. I can't say it today, apparently.
Anyway, so we got to figure out a game plan to get in. I don't know any earthbenders, and I don't know if I want to snoop around the ruins of an old mansion for a second entrance, especially since they'd be watching us. So,
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
worst case scenario, I could use the tree roots to dig us a hole, but and cause
I got a
some
little
erosion.
cousin who's probably bored out of his skull right now. I'm sure we can work something out.
who's bored out of their skull?
Cousin.
Oh, your cousin's an earthbender?
Yeah.
That's handy.
Oh.
Can they handle themselves in a fight?
He used to be able to handle me once upon a time.
He's a G-Woon. Of course he can handle things, right? The whole family.
Listen, I gotta ask. Assuming everyone is a fighter is foolish.
All right. So
Umi was my grandfather's brother, and my grandfather is in prison on 10 counts of illegal dueling, 3 counts of tax evasion.
Which one do they care about more? Tax evasion?
Oh, yeah, of course the tax.
Yeah, they only got him on 3.
So he'll be out like in a couple years. So he's not dying there.
You never said he was still there.
Oh, true.
Illegal dueling is a very serious offense.
Ah, gotcha.
You do not take that Agni Kai across the Hudson. So you guys meander, you make your way back to the council building, and your great uncle Boomy is gone. The family has headed back towards the house, but your cousin's still loitering around. He's flirting with some girls. They're just over there. Yeah. He's impressing them under the street light. He's got his best game on. He's got his hay. Yeah, they're whatever.
How good is his game though?
Is it as good as mine?
Honestly, he is laying his game quite flat. Like them little girls is just all fluttering eyes, and they can't wait for him to take them out. They gonna go get some necklaces. They don't, he wants to take them shopping.
Okay.
He's rich. They're young. They know exactly what they want to do.
Oh hell yeah!
How old is this cousin again?
He, excuse me. He's.
Oh, you alright? Oof.
I choked on my own spit.
Ah, I hate when that happens. The worst.
He's like 16 or 17.
Okay.
He's right. He's just between you guys and a honey.
Okay.
So, he's got his best flirt on. He's not mad when y'all come up at a fast trot, but he's not stoked either, because he can see from the look on your faces that you want something, and it's gonna take more than 5 minutes.
Plus, I'm shirtless, and I'm just gonna end up taking all these girls.
Plus, you ain't got no shirt on, and now the blonde one is looking at you.
For the record, I do have like a short sleeve vest on though, so the nipples are covered, but the cum gutters are not. So, like, did you freeze? No. Are you okay, Arnica?
No, there was some commotion happening outside, and most of my neighbors are fine, but I've got one building that when they get real rowdy, I got to keep an eye on, because that's the building where I had to go fucking run out in the middle of the street because the dude was stabbing people. I wish I was kidding. I had to go intervene in a knife fight 2 years ago.
You know what? If anyone could, it'd be you. I just
I don't play. Don't fuck up in
I-
my neighborhood. 'Cause
yeah, I know.
I don't play with cops, so I just deal with it myself.
Yeah, because fuck cops. Sorry. No, I'm
Okay.
not.
So
All cops.
I just had to make sure
Yeah, just making
that
sure.
that was one of my neighbors just going through their normal mental health stuff, just doing their just screaming the sun down at night. I'm glad she
Understand.
does it. You know, the sun would not go down if she didn't. So that's fine. She's screaming the sun down. She's
Yeah.
healthy.
You're anti-rooster.
Yeah.
She sure is. I love my neighborhood. I do. I don't give a fuck. I love these people.
Nice. Anyway.
So anyway, they're all looking at you and now glistening with your little
in sweat.
Like I said,
okay,
just hanging
sorry.
out. And so your cousin's just looking at you, Kim. Just
Can I
what?
can I give like a look to the girls to be like, you should fucking skedaddle?
I mean, yeah, you can.
Like you need to
can,
scram.
But you know what? They're spoiled 16-year-old girls and they're used to getting their way, so I'll make you roll.
Okay, that's fair. What am I rolling? Push
Why
my
don't
luck?
you go ahead and push your luck, please. No, why don't you try to intimidate? You're intimidating them. Roll with passion.
Okay, I can totally roll with passion. 9, mixed success.
All right. So the girls look at you, and one of them is just unnerved by the dirty look by the fuck out of here look you're giving them. She's pulling on her friend's arm. She wants to go. You know, they know where the G Wounds live. They can come find him tomorrow. The other friend is unimpressed. She looks you up and down real slow. This 16-year-old girl, her head comes up to your chin, but she is sure enough trying to decide if she can take you today. She wants to go shopping. Who are you anyway? You are dressed like you work for her servants. Surely she's not going to let you, but her friend does manage to pull her away. But she will remember this. You have made an enemy today, Wong.
I don't care.
And it is a spoiled 16-year-old girl.
That's like the worst enemy to have, too.
It is, too. It is. You think I'm kidding? I wrote that down. Cersei will remember this. Her name's Cersei now. Her name's not Cersei.
It is now.
And now, what's your cousin's name? I keep saying your cousin because I lost my paper.
Did we name him?
We didn't name him?
I don't think we did.
Cool. You know, see, that's the paper for the wrong game. Well, then your cousin's name is now. Your cousin is named Jet. I'm just Earth Kingdom names. They're all rocks.
There you go.
I like to recycle. So boom, your cousin is Jet. And so now Jet is now giving y'all a dirty look. He was like, ha ha ha, okay, what you want? And now he's annoyed. Now it's what the fuck do y'all want?
Look at us in chat. We got somebody with memory. He was Jang. Yeah, he was Jang. But you know, middle names happen sometimes. So Jang Jet, and because of course I am Kim Ji Woon. Jet, need to get you a little exercise tonight. We got somebody we got to dig up.
All right, now you have his attention. That's a ridiculous thing to say. That's so absolutely off the wall that damn near sounds like something Pop and great uncle would have gotten into, and now that gets his attention because there has not been any good Ji-woon legendary hell raising in like a generation. You guys have been good kids. You haven't really gotten to make your name the way the others have. But this sounds like some bullshit. So he's in. He leans in. He's like, where are we going? What are we doing?
Hey, I'm gonna look to Kayan to pick this up because, as a matter of fact, you did not tell me where this is or where we're going.
Oh, yeah. So, you know that one house that's not there anymore?
The burned down one.
The burned down one?
The Earth Stage land.
Yep.
Yes.
Mm-mm. It's haunted. What you want over there?
It's not haunted.
Oh,
There's
it's
people
not.
there's people underground, and one of is our friend who got kidnapped. And here's the thing. We need his giant air bison. So
I like how that's what you're leading with.
listen, we don't know much about him. We do know that people are saying that he's murderous, but the thing is, to me, that doesn't matter because he has the giant air bison.
So
Also, he's like 18 years old? He couldn't have been like that murderous as a child. How many murderous children do you know that do that?
You'd be surprised.
Okay, fair.
Have you ever met a tyrannical toddler?
I usually avoid children until this past week.
Yeah, that's the smart thing.
Their parents pay me, and that's great.
They're always like this.
Yeah.
Anyway, we need an earthbender.
Yeah.
Well, he looks at y'all and he thinks you're ridiculous, but he does look at Kim and he goes, all right, so here's the thing. One, your friends don't know nothing around here. I know there's people underground. There's like 4 freaking ways underground, but I'm telling you, that piece is haunted. There are spirits on that land and they mad. So we can go, but my cut of whatever you find in there will not be small. Since we going in anyway.
We're looking for a person. I don't really care about everything else.
So if you don't care what he grabs,
I don't really care
Who
what he
cares?
grabs.
Not like it's our house anyway. It's fine. Take your cut.
All right, let's go. So he pops you on your shoulder, and you guys, and looks to and goes, "Come on." You guys head off towards the north end of town.
Mhm. All right.
Now, as you walk past the tea shop,
Mm-hmm.
you see the waitress,
Mm-hmm.
the one that you guys were arguing with, the one that if Lo Feng were there, he would tell you that he's pretty sure that's the girl who's yelling at him underground 10 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess not, because she is
Mm-hmm.
in the tea shop in the window as you walk by.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Because I honed in on the people that were underground and their biological rhythms. Could I possibly clock that biological rhythm of her?
If you went in, let's see.
Could I roll?
Interacted with her in the tea house. You interacted with her in the tea house.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing: you could, and
Mm-hmm.
you would listen, and it's not the exact same person. No,
It's not the exact same person.
No.
Okay. Okay. So I didn't hear. Okay. Then I'm not gonna worry about it.
So she's
We see
watching
her.
She's dirty looking at y'all, but whatever. Y'all were in there showing your ass in the tea shop, threatening people, blocking them in on employee only doors. So that makes sense. That
I
she's
left
giving
her a
you dirty
fantastic
looks.
tip. Like,
just because you leave a fantastic tip doesn't mean they still don't hate you.
And
just
she
dampens
watches
the
you
blow.
guys disappear up the street. So, Lo Feng, let's check in with you. You've been sitting in the room for a while, long enough that there's a little bit of light in there. There's like a guttering candle. It started to get low, but it hasn't gone out. and you can feel that there is just it is very cold in that room. The walls are not really, they're reinforced enough to hold the room, but it looks like they had been in the middle of expanding the cellar the night the attack happened. So it never got finished. The walls are very much packed raw earth, and even for packed raw earth, it's cold in that room. You can feel a chill up your neck, and the room is very, very quiet other than the sound of your breathing.
Yep.
Okay, so as you stop and think, I'd like you to really kind of take a moment with the audience and with everyone else. And why don't you explain a little bit to the people watching what happened in this house several years ago?
So,
Have a flashback.
yeah. So in a previous life, Lo Fong had been basically taken off the streets of Ba Sing Se as a child, and basically because he was an orphan living on the streets, and a guy came and said that if he joined them, that he wouldn't have to worry about finding stuff to eat or having a place to sleep anymore. And so that seemed pretty good to a kid who'd lived on the streets his whole life. So he accepted. But what they didn't tell him right away is that basically he was recruited specifically because he was nobody. No one would miss him. And beyond the Dai Li, there was another Earth Kingdom organization that kind of operated in the shadows, controlled by a bunch of different Earth Kingdom nobles. Sometimes it worked alongside the Dai Li, sometimes it worked in opposition to the Dai Li, depending on how these nobles' whims went. But basically, he was trained to be a spy and an assassin, and so he had been doing missions for several years, and this mission to this town to take care of the Earth Sage was the one that kind of set him on his path to break free from the organization. Basically, they were ordered. His main partner was a girl named Shavi, who was basically the closest thing he had to a friend in the organization. And the two of them and like one other were assigned the task of removing the Earth Sage and his family. So they snuck into the town at night, and they did their job. But when it came to the two children, like the young children, Shavi couldn't bring herself to kill them. And so instead, they decided to bring them back with them to Ba Sing Se and at least like recruit them into the organization so that they would have a chance to like live a life, even if they were not going to live the life that they were supposed to have. And when they returned with the children, their handler was, shall we say, less than thrilled that they brought any survivors back. And with Lo Fong standing right there, their handler executed Shavi and the two children.
Right.
And so that was, and that shook Lo Fong enough that he decided that he wanted to get out.
I mean, to be fair, how the fuck you gonna watch that and stay in? Really? So good for you. But so this is where Lo Fong is. He is at the scene of his last great, most regrettable crime, done in service to the Earth Nation for the Earth King, as far as you know, by his orders, maybe.
Yep.
And he is, as he sits there in the cold and the dark, caught up in the thought of his own regrets, he does not really notice. Well, you can turn around to see it anyway, but really, you don't notice that the chill in the room is really kind of solidifying to one large area directly behind you. All right, so let's leave Lo Fong with some really
Interesting.
cold air at his back for no particular reason at all. We'll be back, Lo Fong. And let's check in with our friends. So, Kayam, you're leading this happy group of chuckle fucks down a dark road in the middle of the night.
Jeez.
And you're following Jen Jet.
Yeah. Jean Jet.
You're
Yeah.
following Kim's cousin and all them to the. They skip the front gate.
Mm-hmm.
And they lead the bunch of you around to the far back corner.
Mm-hmm.
You are just about as far from where you guys registered all of the people and life signs as you can be. But the closer you get to that back corner, the easier it is to see that people travel along here. There are some broken branches. There's some scuffed dirt. And with a wink at you, and it's a little bit flirtatious and a lot, look at this shit, I am so cool, and a quick deft twist of his ankle, Mr. Kim's cousin slides an entire chunk of land, a solid like 3 by 4 foot slab just slides to the side, seeming to vanish completely flatly into the earth.
Cool.
He pouts a little bit. He really thought you'd be more impressed than that, but he does gesture you down anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it was really, really, really cool.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Artist cousin. Crazy. And I'll give him like a pat on the shoulder because I've definitely been around this block before. I was, playing the older cousin. It's fine. I know everything. Trust me. And I'll just head on in.
All right. So you guys walk down about a flight and a half of stairs, and you come out into a hallway. It's kind of a warren under there. It's maze-like. The hallways are long and narrow, just wide enough for 2 people to walk side by side, as long as none of you are too wide in the shoulders. Otherwise, you'll have to turn a little bit. And every 100 or so feet, it branches off so that there's a 4-way. It was designed so that if someone were trying to sneak in to the Earth Sage's home, he could send his personal guards down and surround them on every side by coming in through different hallways. So it is very much a pain in the ass, is what I'm going to tell you. You guys can have fun navigating that.
What are the walls made out of?
The walls are all made out of rammed earth that has been whitewashed.
Can I take a rock and make marks in the wall so we know what direction to go on the way back?
You can take a rock and scuff up the walls. Yes.
Would you like a beat?
It's a little ominous if I use a beat.
Exactly.
I just keep using a rock.
I'm gonna go behind you and use the beat.
I knew you were gonna do that.
Lo Fong knows exactly how much of a pain in the ass these hallways are.
That being said, we came down here There's all these hallways. Again, I had some clue of their location because they were directly below us when we were out in the front. Can I take a moment to try and hone in on those biosignatures, as I like to call them, to give us some level of direction?
Oh, you can.
We'll try. Yeah,
Certainly try. Why don't you go ahead and roll with your skills and training?
let's do it. Get some D6s out here. I have a whole bunch of D10s out for some reason. It's because I played Scion last week. Alright, here we go. D6s. Wow, here we go. There we go. Oh, no, it's fucking skills and training is what? What
Focus.
stat? Focus? Mama, that's a 12. Like,
Damn.
yeah.
So,
My focus
Hey.
is my best stat, so.
it is.
And I rolled a
So, the good news is that you can hear,
10.
you can very clearly hear the bio signs of like 5 different human beings. And one of them you do recognize as Lofong. You guys have spent enough time together.
Yeah.
You can recognize that real slow, placid, I don't give a fuck. Even Lofong's heart don't give a fuck, just and what? And what? And what? You know?
Yeah, it's like, oh man, Lofog, you're just fucking sad right now, dude. Like,
But
he's ready to die.
so that's the good news, is that you can absolutely recognize, you can identify 5 of them and you know exactly where they are. But this place is still a maze. So what you know is that Lofong is just about as far away from you as possible on the all the way on the other side. There is someone between you and Lofong, 2 people in the bottom left corner, 1 person in the bottom right corner, and 1 person in the upper left corner.
Is there, as the Badger Mole digs, a direct shoot to Lofong?
There sure is not.
Like,
There's not
just,
a direct shot to any of these people. This whole
when
place is-
I say as the Badger Mole digs, I legitimately mean like through Earth.
Well, you can make the attempt, but if you guys do, you will discover that the Earth Sage was not a fucking dummy, and several of these walls have a metal core.
Gotcha.
Also, it's noisy.
It is noisy, but if it was fast, I mean,
True.
I give like all of these, like I kind of like give all of this to everyone, this information about locations, and Lofong is definitely down here, but again, it's a maze. Oh man. But it's that way, and I point. Like,
Only one in the way?
huh?
Only one in the way?
No, there's.
On the
Wait,
way.
are you asking me or Kayam?
Fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
on the way there, we would end up probably running into almost all of them, depending on how this maze runs. And that's the issue, is that we don't know exactly how this maze runs unless little Zhang Jet there does. But
We should probably take them down quick when we come
Yeah.
across them.
as quickly as possible. How quick
My
are
map
you
is
at?
so cute.
Yeah. How
So-
quick are y'all at disposing of people? Because I'm kind of
I'd rather
Spectacle.
not leave dead bodies
there's
behind.
no poop for me to bend here. Like,
I look at Kim Ji Woon. Think we can take him out pretty quick if we get the jump?
Yeah, should be. You can handle yourself, yeah.
I just give you a look of like, of course I can handle myself. And I'll turn back to Kayim. If you can give us an estimate of when we're about to come on them, if we're quiet, we can jump them around the corner.
Yeah, I can definitely do. So hand signals.
Hand signals, a tap on the shoulder, something.
I'll do this.
Well, if you're behind us and we can't see you.
That's why I
wanna...
should go first. I'll just hug the wall. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just be cautious not to get caught.
I can literally
Always
feel
get there.
exactly where they are.
All right, fine.
like I hear like their heartbeats are reverberating inside of me. It's a little disturbing.
It is a little disturbing.
It's like I'm not
also-
a doctor, but I might need to at this point.
I look at Zhang Jet too, and I'm like, you ready to kick ass type look?
And he is. He thinks y'all are weird as hell. But you know what? He trusts his big cousin. He's not quite sure. He has certainly given Ken that we are going to talk about you and your friends who be playing his shit look. But he heard that poop ending comment. He heard that.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna tell his grampy that you hanging out with friends who play his shit, just so you know.
Not good. Extremely unhappy that I brought that actual shit up again.
I'm never gonna
but
let it
he's
down.
ready to go.
But there's no babies here.
So you guys are at the start of a four. I have a map, and I'm gonna run you guys through this little map. It's so cute. You guys are at the start of a four-way turn.
Mm-hmm.
Which direction do you want to go? Behind you is obviously a dumb direction because that's where you came in.
Yeah. Do we want to stick to with our hands? It's a maze, right? So let's stick to the right at all cost. So we just stick to the right wall, and we just always keep a hand on the right wall, and we just follow that. Unless, or the left, whichever one y'all want to do.
It's as good as
right side should be fewer people. We know there's people top and bottom on the left.
Okay.
And if left side, and if a takedown doesn't go smooth on the left side, that means we've got a brawl.
And
All
it'll
right.
take, and if they hear us, because it takes a while for us to take someone down, it'll take longer for them to get to us.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, we're gonna do the right hand on the wall sort of thing. I'm leading us as quietly as possible, honed in on the signatures. So if one comes around the corner, I don't want to be. It's to avoid being surprised.
All right. So you're going right. You walk down a couple 100 feet. You come to another four-way. Which direction? Do you
Right.
continue to go right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Making marks as we go.
Yeah.
So you've gone right, making marks as you go. This time, when you hit a corner, right is the only direction to go.
Mm-hmm.
As you follow that hallway, you tumble. Well, you don't tumble. It's not like you're a bunch of little overexcited lemmings. Lemmings are so cute.
Mm.
But you emerge into a storage room, partially destroyed. You can briefly see little glimpses of the light. Well, not really the light, the moonlight coming in through the pavers overhead. There are places where you can almost see air, but not quite. And sitting in that room, startled, is a person. You have come on them completely unaware. They are not armed.
Mm-hmm.
They are an older woman.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks scared to see a whole bunch of y'all bust in, looking ready to fight. She's like, she's someone's grandma. She's like,
oh, pardon, sorry, this is the wrong door, ma'am. Didn't mean to disturb
Didn't see
you.
anything.
What he said.
Mm-hmm. And like we turn around, We
Did
back
she
up.
say anything?
Yeah.
What did she do?
The old lady watches you and she narrows her eyes and she goes, "How did you get in here? This is not your place."
I look at Kim Ji Woon from the corner of my eyes and I'm like, do we go for it?
Is it yours?
And she puffs up, she swells up, real indignant, and she goes, "I lived in this house for 23 years. I served this family loyally until their death, and I will not leave. I have, yes, it's that what's left of it is mine."
Cool. Nobody's making you leave. You can have it.
She draws a breath to start screaming.
Oh, I'll fucking go for it.
Decker on the spot.
I think
All right,
Kim Ji Woon
everybody
and
who
Wong
wa-
are going.
Cool. Everybody who wants to jump the old lady needs to push their luck.
Would this also potentially be rely on skills and training? I can do either or. I can definitely push my luck. It's fine.
Right now, push your luck because two of you are trying to attack at the same time.
Sure. Mixed success.
All right, so
I would like to describe mine once we're all getting everything together too, please.
absolutely. So here's what's going to happen. The two of you are going to successfully interrupt her from screaming, but you do crash into each other. So you go ahead and tell me how that all happens.
If I may start, Obi, if it's okay, we can go from there. Because we've never fought together before, so it's a little uncoordinated. We don't know each other's moves. But Wong moves much quicker than he normally does with a very practiced movement and punches and kicks in a way with a lot of force behind it as if he was trying to blast through something. So maybe along the lines of like knocking her feet underneath her and then we collide or something like that. But at least to Obi or Kim Ji Woon, it's a very familiar fighting style that it seems like Wong is really good at.
Yeah, I think you might say that Wong's style is a little military, a little well trained,
Yes.
orderly.
Very
A lot of
orderly.
ways designed to work in concert with trained fellow. But Kim has clocked Wong as a street tough, perhaps an exceptionally tough street, but uncoordinated, average. You expect that usually when you're doing this, that when two people are mugging a target at the same time, one goes straight in, another goes high, another goes low. He clocked Wound as going low, but did not expect military precision. And this was military precision. Wound would go low, Kim would go around. Stop her immediate reaction, so she just has to take it head on. Thugs had just come straight at her, and that's what Kim did. So, they both hit. They're both good at this. They're able to adjust a little bit. It still works out, but it's not pretty.
Absolutely not.
Okay. So the two of you in your Tex Avery fumble managed to sack this poor old woman, and she is y'all sacked a little old lady.
Yeah.
She fell down and she thumped her head, like you guys knocked her out. She's not like hurt. She's gonna wake up just fine in a couple hours. But y'all sacked and knocked the little old lady unconscious. Shame on all of y'all. For shame. Your cousin is looking at you. He's just a little bit just like, oh my God. Also, it's now occurring to him that if the servants still live here, they've probably already found and sold off everything that can be found and sold off. So he is probably coming here for nothing. He's just watched the old lady get knocked out, and he is not going to get paid.
We told him we were here. We told him we were here to find someone. We never promised that there would be jewels or valuables.
Yeah,
so.
and now he's beginning to remember. Wait a minute, I didn't like Kim Ji-woon that much. This son of a-
Right, he's all of a sudden it's day 2 of the visit down south when all of a sudden you and your cousins you've reunited, you saw each other, you're so glad to see each other still alive. You remember you don't like this person. It's fine. So he's looking at you like, damn, I can't believe you just knocked the little old lady unconscious. He leans down, he kind of arranges her more comfortably. If he is not gonna go down, not for that. He's gonna be like, yo, I made sure Nana could still breathe. I propped her head up and everything. He arranges her carefully and he looks around and he goes, this is ridiculous, Kim. This is ridiculous. Let's get your friend out of here fast. So from this room, the only way out is forward. There's a different door on the opposite side, slightly behind some bookcases. And you can see that it looks like the woman has made this her primary bedroom, even with the draft and everything. Maybe her bedroom used to be above this. You don't know, but she has a little palette. She's got some things. She's been here a while. It's lived in, it's clean. And there are footsteps, more than one pair of footsteps in the dust leading out the second door. So the second door will take you straight ahead and to the left, which will bring you out to a hallway. At that hallway, you can go left or right. Mm-hmm. And then you guys went, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Casey, we're on our way. We're coming.
Mm-hmm. If you enter on the left side of the room, then the other door is on the top side. Yeah. So if you came in left, it's at the top, and then you had to take another left. So now you're at a hallway. Which branch is left or right?
Hey Val, someone says you're muted in chat.
All right, cool. So, no, I was just calculating maps. So if my calculations are correct, if we go out this door to the left, it could bring us from that last cross section would bring us if we had gone straight.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then yeah, let's take this door and see where it goes.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
to the right. Okay.
You're taking that left to go back to where it would have been if you had gone straight, or you're continuing right?
We're still taking that door that's on the top side, right?
Yeah, you had to take the door to exit the room. From that door, you went straight ahead.
Yeah.
And now you get the choice of going left or right.
Okay, if we go left, it's gonna go back to that cross section. If we go right, it'll keep going this way. Which way are the tracks going?
There are tracks from this section. There are tracks going in both directions.
Stick to the plan and keep hitting that right wall, I'm guessing. Yeah, keep hitting the right wall unless y'all have other options. Yeah.
Mazes are not my strong suit.
Yeah. I'm very meticulous about them, y'all. Sorry.
Good. So the hallways, as you head further in, are becoming darker. The walls there's hints of soot, there's hints of fire damage on the walls. The house above burned so hot
Mm-hmm.
that even under here, things have scorched.
Mm-hmm.
You come to another branch. It's a three-way this time. You can go the direction you came from,
Mm-hmm.
straight ahead, or take another right.
Take another right. Where's the foot traffic going?
The foot traffic in this case, there's very little straight ahead, and there's some scuffed marks heading right.
Right, we'll take a right.
Yeah, let's follow the scuff marks.
Mm-hmm.
So, following the scuff marks, you take that right, and it leads you into another narrow L-shaped hallway like the one you left previously, which again empties into a room. This room is empty. There's no one in it. But you can see that whoever normally stays in this room is not very neat. There are papers scattered all over the place. There are books, some with handwriting, some without, in open spaces all over the place. And just it's kind of a mess, but someone lives here. Like, obviously people, maybe it's a local homeless population, or maybe it is just the servants who survived that night who refused to leave, but people are obviously occupying this entire thing, and they may not all be involved with Lo Fang's kidnapping.
Yeah, well, we can't take a chance right now, so.
Yeah. Is there a door in this room other than the one we walked into?
There is always a door in and a door out of these rooms.
Is it across from us or to the left, or which direction is it when we enter this room?
It is, so you came in from the south, so this door is on the left-hand side.
Okay. And if that is the case, taking that would bring us, like before, probably back to the path that would have been a straightaway instead of a right. So we'll take that.
All right. And once you get to the end of that, you will find yourself at a four-way.
At a four-way? Okay. I'm going to, like, if Kayam's predictions are correct, going left would be returning the way we came. So it would be either going right or north. And again, what's the foot traffic look like?
From here, you can see that there is heavier foot traffic going north and going left back in the direction you came from. There's a couple smudgy paint marks off to your right.
Okay.
So there is occasionally some traffic that way, but most of the heavy traffic goes north.
Is there any blood? Because I saw some blood at the memorial.
Okay. So that's a great question. Let's look around. Why don't you investigate the situation by relying on your skills and training?
Assess the situation. That is going to be creativity. I got a 6, but I think
you should have a +1.
Yeah, I'm going to use one of my +1s to bring that up to a mixed success.
Okay. So as you look around the room, well, the hallway, you see that there's something on the wall. It may have been a bloody smudge. You're not entirely sure, because there's 2 different colors of red on the wall. One is something kind of smudgy, and the other is where Kayam, who wasn't paying attention, just rubbed the beat across it.
Excuse me. I am so meticulous right now. What are you talking about?
Ah, and you notice right as you do it, you go, fuck.
We haven't even been here yet. There's no way I could have rubbed a beat
I
here.
didn't say you previously rubbed the beat. I said you are literally in the act of rubbing the beat. You are marking the wall with the beat
Okay,
as you realize
yeah.
that you just ran the beat through some blood.
Okay.
That's how y'all
I
find
would know.
All right. So blood that direction. At the scene, Lo Fong might have been bleeding at the memorial when he got taken.
Is that by that direction? Do you mean north or right?
Whatever. I point Arnica. I don't know which direction.
Yeah.
It's on the corner pushing towards the right
All
where
right.
the very faint few footprints are.
Stick it to that. Stick it to the right hand on the thing. Sounds good.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. So the good news is that you guys are pretty sure you're going in the right direction.
Mhm.
You've only encountered one person. You managed to subdue her without doing too much harm. But it's getting darker the further you go in.
Mhm.
The torches are really kind of sputtery. There's some wind coming from somewhere. It is very cold. It is touching your skin. It is like for y'all to be south in the Earth Kingdom, this wind is cold
Mhm.
and really kind of hauling ass down the hall. So what we're going to do is I'm going to leave y'all with a cold wind. Everybody's cold. You're cold. Lofong's cold. Everybody.
My nips are just.
Oh no!
Kaya's nipples are just bang bang, and I'm gonna leave you guys like that. And we're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we're gonna figure out why everyone's so cold, and we're gonna rescue Lofong. Probably. I probably.
Let's
won't.
Hopefully.
go.
Let's go. All right, y'all. We will be
Probably.
back in about 10 minutes. Hydrate,
Bye.
stretch, do your shit. See you soon.
Yep. Bye.
if. Hi, we're like on camera again. Y'all stop laughing at me. Leave me alone.
You're so funny.
I'm also adorable. All right, cool. Look, we're back. We're playing some Avatar here. We're going the right way. Ah,
Oh
thank
shit,
you.
it's my 3-month anniversary.
3 months, man. That's so cool. Who are you gonna give that present to?
Casey. We're gonna give it to Casey.
We're gonna give it to Casey.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Since you've had just such great luck with your rolls.
I mean, outside of the first session,
Okay.
I've done okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have.
yeah.
That first session was rough, though.
Yeah. All right,
It set
we're
the tone.
kind
All
of
right.
leading y'all through some blood.
Yep.
Mhm.
So while you guys are walking down this hall, you come to an abrupt stop. The walls here are not painted like the rest of it, but they are just as solid as everywhere else. They are rammed earth. You're not sure if this construction is new, if it was new back when the house burned down and they just never finished it. But it's definitely newer than most of the other walls you've walked by. It is unpainted, and it stops you at a dead end.
Or the heartbeats, you said. Is that what you call them? Heartbeats?
Yeah, they're. What can I feel?
So if you extend your senses around, you will find that you are real close to Lo Fong. Lo Fong is somewhere within like 100 feet of you.
Gotcha. Can I look at our little earth-bending friend, our cousin here, and be like, is there a secret door?
You sure can. He's going to now he's excited again. This was boring. You guys were just beating up homeless people for no reason.
Old ladies
and going
like...
through their stuff. This was not an adventure, but now secret doors and blood on
Secret
the
doors
wall.
in the
It's an
secret
adventure
tunnel?
again.
Yeah.
So he's going to extend his senses. He's going to feel around and tell you that he doesn't think there's a door, but the earth around here has definitely been moved a lot, probably more than it should have been because it feels real loose. So he tells you that he can, if you figure out which way to go, if you tell him which way to go, he can tunnel you guys through, but you guys are going to have to move slow and careful.
Do you want to go through the dead end? Keep like straight?
Can be quiet enough. Can avoid people. I'd rather avoid people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So going straight through the dead end then?
All right. So he's going to move to the front and very carefully you're going to watch the earth just kind of melt like clay, shape itself into an archway just big enough for all of you to you're going to have to duck a little, Kayam. But it's big enough for you guys to go through in a single file line, and it's slowly starting to become deep enough that you can press in one at a time. So while they're digging that tunnel, let's check in again with Lo Fong, who the last of the candle has flickered out in the room that you're in. And while at first you may not have thought anything of it in particular, the coldness at your back has now become very much like a presence. It's an overwhelming feeling of something standing behind you, just outside of your view of sight. Now, while we know that the world of Avatar is a spirit heavy world, not
Yeah.
everyone in the Avatar world interacts with spirits. They can't always see them. Sometimes, but not always, they can feel them. And even though other people may have had terrible life changing experiences with spirits, it's quite possible to run into people whose families for generations have never encountered them at all and just don't believe in them. Lo Feng, what's your spirituality? Do you believe in spirits? Have you ever interacted with them before?
Never.
Other than when we were on the island.
Yeah.
Lo Feng
that
saw
was
a turtle dove.
that was the first
Yeah.
that was the first encounter, and he didn't even realize that it was a spirit.
So, what are your feelings about this ominous cold behind you?
I don't like it. And I'm assuming I can't turn my head around enough to see if anything's behind me. Not that I'd be able to see anyway because it's dark.
All right, it's dark. You can turn your head no matter how far you turn it. I mean, you turn it a natural human amount. No matter how far you turn in either direction, you don't see anything. You don't see a edge of darker against dark that would make you think there's a person. But you're also a trained master assassin. You know when there's someone standing behind you, there's someone standing behind you.
So he'll just say, "Is someone there?" Just kind
There
of
is
calling out to the
fat boy.
He was demanding. Sorry.
He's so big.
I know. Just large son. Anyway, continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you. He was just being bothersome. You okay? Okay. Lo Feng
Okay,
asked
so-
who's there.
Yeah, he asked who's there, and there is no answer. But for a second, it feels like a cold feminine hand touches the back of your neck.
Oh, that's not fun.
Do you keep your composure? Do you holler? Do you?
I mean, even if he were like incredibly surprised, he's been trained well enough not to like holler or anything like that. Like he's very clearly unnerved. He's like kind of like turning a little bit more to try to like force the chair to turn a little bit to see what's there.
So push your luck for me. Let me see if you can get the chair to scooch around.
That's passion or creativity?
That is scroll to the top, please. Scroll to the top, please. Pushing your luck is passion.
That's a 10.
All right, so the chair, you squirm and just kind of throw yourself around enough that the chair rocks, almost loses its balance, but you manage to twist your shoulder just right, and it swivels around on one leg, off balance, teetering, and lands you facing in the other direction. And you see nothing. Absolutely nothing. But what you feel is you feel like there's a woman standing in front of you. It's instead of feeling her body heat, you feel an absolute absence of body heat. And you can smell smoke from that very cold area. And a voice, and you've never heard this woman's voice before, not speaking anyway, goes, I think I remember you.
Oh, that's not. Can he make out any of the features of this woman, or is it just kind of like an amorphous form?
There is still no form. There is nothing physical to be seen. All there is the physicality of this spirit is there is none, but there is cold, there is scent, there is sound. So you don't have any idea of what she looked like.
He'll just you remember me.
The voice trembles for a moment and seems to get closer, like the coldness leans in and goes, I remember someone like you in between the smoke and the flames. I saw someone like you running from the house with my children.
And now he knows exactly who this is. And not there's like a look of immense regret that crosses his face. Whether she can see it or not, who knows? But he says, we did what we could.
So the coldness kind of pulls away for a moment. There's a space between it and you, and a moment of deep breath, as if the room itself breathes and contracts in and out. And it goes, you did a terrible thing and a wonderful thing. And I wonder if I should just leave you here forever. If I could bear to look at you here with me forever. And the room starts to shake a little bit as the voice of this spirit ponders the idea of you being trapped there with her forever. As she tries to decide if revenge is worth spending eternity with her killer.
He'll kind of like close his eyes and like after a few moments he'll say, if ending my life will bring you solace, then I will go peacefully.
So you know what? Why don't you go ahead and what do you think? Why don't you roll a guide and comfort? Roll with harmony and let's see how she takes that.
Yo.
That's a 10.
Nice. So The spirit, the room shakes a little bit more. There's some more dirt and dust that falls down on your head. But it doesn't seem like the room is trying to be brought down on you so much as it seems as if she might be trying to shore the room up and is not doing a great job of it. You can feel the cold wind swirl around you like she's pacing the room as she goes, I would have solace if I could have rest. I can feel them in my home, and they're so mad and they're so upset, and they don't know what happened. They don't know why they lost their family. If they could rest and leave, I could rest. If you'll make them leave, I'll let you go.
And he'll like make them leave. Like he's not sure exactly what she's talking about.
There is the cold wind is violent as it whips around the room, gusting across your face towards the door. And it goes, them. I can't take care of them anymore. They're not little children. They can't stay here angry at the world, hiding. I can't rest with the children still pacing. And she very much means at least the girl from the tea shop. But obviously there's more than one person here. And they have never left. The children of the servants who survived the attack on the house that night just moved down into the basement. They've grown up here. They've never left. Most of the town knows where they live, but it's sturdy enough. Everyone just kind of goes, you know what? I'm going to mind my own business. I'm not going to evict them. And in return, we'll just pretend like we don't know they live in a basement. But in doing so, in staying at the site of their tragedy for these last 8 years, they have built up an enormous amount of hate and spiritual energy that has kept this woman anchored to this plane and awake. If you can convince them to leave, she'll let you go.
And he says, it is the least I can do to atone for what I have done.
And just like that, the room comes back up to warmth. It's still dark in there, but it's less dark. There is no breeze, there is no nothing, and you have been left completely alone. You are still tied up, the door is not open, nothing. You have been left tied to the chair. Cool. So back in the hallway, as you guys are slowly making your way through this earth tunnel, trying to shore up and steady these shaking, unsteady walls, you can feel dirt start to rain down on you, despite Zhang's best efforts. As unbeknownst to you, there is a spirit being mad at Lo Fong less than 100 feet from you, and it is certainly disturbing this tunnel. And so when it does, it shifts just a little bit of dirt off to kind of diagonal to the right of you, enough that you might have gone past it in your tunnel making had the dirt not shifted just enough for you to see the edge of a door. What y'all want to do?
Hey, I think we need to back up a bit. There's a door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Zhang tells you that he's gonna stand here and hold the tunnel, but you guys are gonna have to like just get the door out yourself. He doesn't trust it.
Yeah.
Does it have a knob?
There's
Locked?
it is locked.
Mhm.
It is locked, and there is still a pretty good amount of dirt in front of it. You're gonna have to like dust it out the way. You got to get the door free, but once you do that, it's locked on top of that. But there is cold air, like really, really cold air blowing out of that room on you.
You said it's locked. Sorry, my brain is just dying.
Yes, locked.
Okay.
Arnica, I know I never really talked about it with you, but is it possible for me to have lockpicks since I've done breaking and entering?
I mean, don't you have a whole bunch of bad habits that involve stealing shit?
Exactly.
I mean, it seems very likely that you would have lockpicks.
I'll fish them out of my bag. Been a while since I've done this. Usually I sneak in through a window.
How limber of you.
I'd like to try.
Rely on your skills and training and roll with focus for me, and let's see how easily you get in.
Full success.
Look at that.
Nice. Look at this. The dice are with y'all tonight. They're like, please rescue Lopang. Help him.
Still got it.
So your fingers are nimble. Between Kayam just kind of dusting dirt out of your way and Zhang helping and Kim staying far enough back that nobody is throwing dirt on his nice new clothes. You guys managed to get the door cleared, and even though the lock is quite old, you would expect it to have rusted or for there to be dirt in it. Like, it should have been significantly harder to pick than it was. Instead, the tumbler just kind of, for a minute, it's almost impossible to get your lockpicks in. It's almost like you are trying to get through a lot of rammed dirt and years of debris. And then suddenly it just goes right in and everything just goes click, click, click under your hand. Damn near like someone unlocked it from the other side. Like, it's just easy. And the door swings open and you can see a lump on the back of Lo Fong's head. There's a little bit of dried blood dripping down from it. All you can see is his lowered head, a little bit of dried blood in the back of his neck. His hands are tied behind his back, restrained to the chair. But that's definitely your buddy in this cold, dark room.
Oh, look, it's our buddy in this cold, dark room.
All right. Somehow we made it.
Hope so. Let's do that. And yeah, I've still got knives in my pocket, so let me just cut him free. It seems like he might still be out. So let me see if I can't shake him up. Hey, come on, get you out of here. I got like maybe an hour and a half before I gotta be back topside. Gotta move.
You got like 45 minutes before you gotta be back topside.
Fantastic.
Wait, you gotta be back topside?
What else do you need to do?
Yeah, I talked to the council. Now we have to talk to the people who matter.
Great.
I didn't realize we were on a time crunch.
Yeah, knowing this earlier would have been better.
Didn't think this was gonna be a pain.
I just give you a look. I'm like a look of like, what makes you think this wouldn't have been a pain?
Lopang, you just gonna lay there like a spicy nude being rescued?
Like some spicy nudes!
I mean, Lo Fong's going through some shit right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's...
Might get his other shoulder.
What?
You're awake?
Yeah, he's awake.
Hey, come on, I need to get you on your feet. I got like 45 minutes before I need to talk to the people who matter. Get you out of here.
We got a straight shot. Let's go, bud.
We marked our path back and everything.
So like you'll all kind of notice that like he is like lost in his head right now. He nods when you say you need to get him out of the chair and everything, but like he's like not all there right now.
You can cuss. How long are you out?
Yeah, how hard they hit you.
I was out for a little while. I don't know how long. I've been down here for a while now.
Better part of a day.
Yeah.
That's cool and all, but you need to get up and move. Like, can you stand?
And he just looks at the ropes tying him to the chair and just shrugs.
Next final cut the rest. And yeah, cut the rest and stand back a little bit. See if you can actually stand on your own.
Yeah, he'll get up out of the chair and like he's still a little woozy, but he can walk.
Okay, so now here's the crux of the issue. The ghost has asked you to go ahead and please get these folks the fuck up out her house so she can sleep. And your friends have told you they got to be back out of the upper class district and at the courthouse in like 45 minutes. And you got a headache. You're all wobbly and shit. What you gonna do? How do you explain? How do you intend on balancing this? What are you guys gonna do?
I don't know anything about ghost favors, so
That's also nobody
Yeah.
knows.
No
that
one
you
here
roll
knows about
favor.
ghost
Yeah,
favors.
yeah, no one. Yeah.
So, Lofong, what are you specifically gonna do?
Boy, there's so much he has to do though. Because
that's
like
what happens.
they don't. Yeah, that's what happens when you do shit like that. Because now like he's got to explain it to all of his friends, and then explain mystical ghost favor time. How much time did you say we had before the thing?
45 minutes. Why?
45 minutes?
Yeah, I'm like, we gotta go.
Let's
We only
let's
got
be
it down right
safe
now.
and say 30 because you still need to get your way back.
Okay. I have something to tell you while we're on the way out.
Yeah, I think you could tell us about the murders you're supposedly being blamed for when we're not underground in a hostile environment.
You're a cop. Why don't you gotta admit to anything?
Yeah. And like he's got his footing again, so he'll start to head out, and you kind of notice that like he knows his way around these tunnels. Like he's not even looking at your markings. He just kind of like he looked around, saw where they were in the basement, and he like knew exactly where to go to get out.
All right. So since Lo Feng knows the area, can you see the map? This is the map
Yeah.
of
Yes.
the basement.
Yeah.
So you guys are here where it says Lo Feng.
Yeah.
And this was where you started tunneling in. So there is still a person here, a person here, and a person here, I think. So there are still 3 people to talk to.
We're on a time crunch, and that tunnel is kind of shaky.
Yeah. Do we want to come back and out of character? Like,
I think it's probably going to be a lot easier on Zhang if we go out this handy dandy actual door instead of our makeshift
Instead of
tunnel.
our makeshift tunnel, yeah. And then probably, I guess, because we have to get to that meeting or whatever, or at least one of us has to get to that meeting. And so I guess the rest of us can either go with or handle Lo Feng's ghost quest.
I don't want to go to no meeting. I don't want to have to deal with.
Kim doesn't know.
And this is out of character. Lo Feng doesn't even know that there's a meeting. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kim doesn't know the way out. So like at the very least, like Zhang, like he's gonna need either Zhang or Lo Feng to show him the way. That's gotta happen. If it's Lo Feng, that means pulling through those three people and maybe just dragging some unconscious bodies up because the ghost wasn't that particular about her terms. Maybe proximity will do in the short term, and you can just talk to them about how they're not going back once they wake up. Who knows? But yeah, probably the fastest way is straight through those other people.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I just want to get out of here.
So what I can tell you about the map is from where you are, the fastest way straight out is to run right up the center line. There was pretty much like a straight shot from the stairs you came into Lo Feng with like 4 doors between y'all. Y'all went all the way around. It was super cute, very funny. I laughed like hell.
It's okay.
So you can take that straight exit right out. There will be one person between you and the exit when you do it that way. If you want to see all 3 of them, you will need to hit both the corners and the middle.
So next question, Casey, is Lo Feng gonna bring up that ghost promise? Once Kim makes it clear, they're like, okay, yeah, perhaps everybody else. We need to be out here in like 30 minutes minimum, so I can get out and do some talking to the people that matter in this town. Like you got business. You want to mug the people who drag you down here or something.
He very much he shakes his head when you suggest mugging the people that brought him down here. And he just says, if you I will show you the way out to get to where you have to go. And then I guess there's a thing I have to do.
You're sticking behind.
Yes, there's still something I have to do.
We saved your ass, and you're sticking behind.
I'm sorry. I have to.
Fine. Well, I certainly, no offense, Kim Ji-woon, but I don't want to go to your meeting. So, in case something happens again, and to be honest, you still look a little wobbly, I'll stick behind too.
Sure. The last time you let them alone here, you wound up tied up. I guess is the way out simple, easy? Like, can you point me the way? I can just go. You can handle it.
Yeah, he can probably give easy turn-by-turn directions.
Yeah, I think Arnica, you showed the map. It is almost literally you go straight.
It is literally a straight shot from where you are.
Yeah. You go straight, and then 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 you go straight, and you're out. And and that's straightforward and easy. And Zhang shouldn't be down. Really, probably shouldn't be down here either. So, like, okay, all right. Jean, looks like we got our way out, and and the rest of them, they ought to be able to take. They ought to be able to. Probably ought to be able to take care of themselves. Let's get and maybe I'll do something for you, make up for any scurrilous rumors you heard about things that definitely didn't happen.
Hope this was enough excitement for you.
All right. So Zhang's like, he looks at you, he looks at Lo Fong, he looks at Wong, he looks at you. He goes, "I didn't hear shit, but you can certainly make up for it. Let's go." And so you guys head out. You'll make it out safely. The person who is normally in the middle of the area is out patrolling the halls. You guys get a straight shot through, no interruptions. You and Zhang are out. Kayam is with you. So the three of you leave. It's Lo Fong and Wong downstairs in the basement. So that's a shame for you, Lo Fong, because you have been left behind with the most suspicious one who has the most questions. The only one who didn't go, murder. The one who went, the fuck, murder. So, fun times for you.
I'm in the middle, you know? I still pointed it out, but...
Nifty.
All right. What do you got to do?
It's a long story, which I will explain everything to you later, I promise. But
I just shrug. Only if you want to. Everyone has their secrets.
No, you deserve to know.
I just kind of scoff at that. Well, first things first, your mysterious tasks.
I met a ghost. And like you can tell from the look on his face that he is not fucking around. Like literally means I met a ghost.
Okay. And you're still here.
They want me to convince the people living down here to leave so that they can rest. However, I may have trouble convincing them because of who I am.
I see. Well, at least you're going to try. That counts for something.
I owe it to this ghost to do what I can.
All right. There's an older woman in the corner we got to pull out. We kind of knocked her out. That one might be easiest.
Okay.
Okay.
And then Kayam said there were more in here.
Yeah, they said
It's 5 total, right?
5 total, including Lo Fong, so there's 3 left.
3 left, yeah.
like from the front, they said like back left, front left, center, and like front right, which I think is the old lady we knocked out. I don't know where they are now, but
Well, then let's go looking.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have you roll a d4 for me, and that's going to tell, and then I'll tell you why in just a second.
That's a 4.
All right. So it's going to take, you're going to wander around. It's going to take you like 4 turns. You guys are going to be under there about an additional 25 minutes. You're going to have to check 4 different rooms before you find 2 of the 3 people. You find the girl from the tea shop, you think. In fact, now that you're both looking at her,
It's twins.
it's easy to see that this is not the girl from the tea shop. She has a twin sister. Evil twins! Yay!
Yeah, let's go.
Who both hate you.
Oh yeah.
good
So,
reason.
for good reason. So, 2 of the survivors living underneath the remains of this mansion, the ones who are in charge are these 2 sisters. And so one of them is here now. She was the one, she and her sister masterminded your kidnapping, Lo Fong. They saw you. They thought it would be a good idea. They got this mysterious 3rd person who you still have not seen yet to help. And now you have, oh wait, no, you have seen them because her twin sister is at the tea shop, which is why everyone thought she was there. Okay, so you're seeing her and you're seeing this mysterious 3rd person who is a slightly older man. He's not old enough to, he's not the same age as the old lady in the front of the room. He is definitely old enough that he could have been a working servant at the time. He does have scars. He definitely survived the fire. He did not get out scot-free. And he has trouble speaking. The girl understands him. You have some difficulty because of the tightness of the scars on his face. And he shoves her behind him.
Oh boy. Oh boy, how does he even approach this? This is not what Lo Fang does. Boy, how do you wander? They're like, hey, sorry I killed your people, but now you need to go.
I mean, that's a good question. So the man, he's got the girl behind him and she starts screaming at you. How did you get loose? Wong, she doesn't even notice you. She is laser focused. She is hysterically focused on Lo Fong. The man, possibly an uncle, maybe a father, definitely related. They look enough alike, is struggling to keep his body between her and you. She wants your ass, man. She is, and now that you're standing up, you see how much smaller she is than you. Like, nothing but hate let her get the jump on you and let her drag you this far.
Oh yeah. And he'll let her scream at him for a little bit because he deserves it. And then when there's like a moment where she's not screaming, he'll kind of look to the man and let's see. Like like Wong, you would notice that this is an expression you've never seen on Lo Fang's face before, which is it's like he's almost like haunted. There's something like there's a lot of stuff weighing on him right now. And he says, I know that there's nothing I can do to make up for what I did. But I've been given a chance to try. he and he'll say, I spoke with I don't think we came up with a name for the woman, but he would have known her name.
The
because
lady
she
of the
was one
house.
his- yeah, because she was one of his targets. And he would express that he had just spoken to her with like all the sincerity he could muster.
Okay. So at that, the girl goes silent, in an enraged silence, but the man leans forward, and it takes him a few tries to enunciate clearly, but he says, you see her, you saw her too.
I did. I felt her. I felt the cold. I felt the rage. And she has given me a task.
And they both look at you kind of expectantly. They're waiting to see what Herculean what on earth could she do that would possibly what bet what.
She said that she needs to rest. And she can't do that while you are all clinging on here. I wish I could explain it better, but I can't.
So the girl begins to she has a meltdown. She is screaming. She is raging. She is incoherent. And in doing so, you feel the room begin to get very cold. And you understand that exactly what the lady at the house meant when she said she could not rest. She, and at least this girl, maybe also the girl's sister, but definitely this girl, is caught. They are caught in a symbiotic loop. The ghost is being gorged on her rage and her trauma, but the ghost does not want to be. The ghost wants to rest. And unfortunately, that disturbance, that consistent, heightened paranormal state is cycling the girl up harder and harder and harder. She has now reached a point where she is she does not hear you. It is the only person who can understand you is the man restraining her.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Wong.
Wong has just been standing there silently, semi-stoic face look on his face as he's trying to let Lo Fong handle his own traumas. But I kind of address Lo Fong and the older gentleman. Is there a way to make it so you can't come back down?
And the man nods, and he pantomimes that they can just, they're earthbenders, they can just crumple it in on itself. And that in fact, it is only the fact that there have been earthbenders living underneath it that have kept it from caving in and filling in all these years.
Lo Fong says, can you take her and the others out of here and do that?
And he shakes his head no. Now, I'm just going to throw you on here. It's not that he does not want to.
Oh, yeah.
he will not be able to remove this girl from this area right now. He needs assistance. So you guys are either going to have to talk her down or knock her out.
Well, she's certainly not listening to me. And
I mean, I am
do not-
shirtless. You can always just come get me. I don't.
No, I sent
I
you
know.
with him.
know.
Okay. You and your titties, because that would have been too easy. You could have just been like, "Hi," and she would have been like, "What's
How far did we go? Because when you're screaming like that, like your heart races and your blood pumps. So was I able? Do I have yogurt on my face? Yep, that's yogurt. I promise.
I mean, at
That
least
was
it's only yogurt.
Uh-huh.
So you guys have gone far enough. You're not going to be able to double back. You guys are trying to get to the council meeting in time.
Oh, that's where we're going. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Gotcha. Could we have taken the old lady out before we?
Yes. You guys dragged out the old lady.
Okay, good.
That was my thing. Like, we should probably just pick up this old lady on the way out.
That's why Kai went with Kevin. Then he's like, you know what? Let me grab this old lady.
I gotta grab this lady.
Yeah.
Does Lo Fong look like he's about to do anything?
No, he does not. Because he knows that she's not going to listen to him talk, and because of everything that's happened, he's really not in the mood to be the one to try to knock her out either.
Yeah. In that case, I'd like to carefully, maybe not get in the way of swinging fire, walk up to this hysterical young woman. Okay. And is there ever a point where she's too breathless to keep screaming, or too tired, or for me to get a word in edgewise?
So as you approach her and you get between her eye line of herself and Lo Fong, for the first time she actually notices you. And that's enough to momentarily cause her to pause in her fighting and her screaming, at least long enough to try to see who you are.
Yeah, my hands are in my pockets. I'm not holding any weapons. Very nonchalant, trying not to look dangerous. Do you care about the lady of the house? Do you love her?
Her face is very pale, and it's a anger pale as she glares at you and goes, and she drops her head. Actually, before she drops her head, before she does anything, what a good question. I'm going to make you roll for that. Some butthole.
Okay, that's fair.
So, why don't you tell me what you think would be the best role? Are you pushing your luck, or are you guiding and comforting?
I don't think I'm in the guiding and comforting territory yet. This is more of a semi-interrogation, because I'm not actively trying to comfort her yet. So I'm going to say push my luck.
All right. So roll with passion. Let's see how that goes.
8, mixed success.
All right. So she drops her head and she's glowering at you before her shoulders kind of go down, and she shakily admits, I barely remember the lady of the house, but this is my home, and he took everything from us. It was all gone, and then he was gone, and nobody did anything about it. Nobody cared. They built a stupid little statue in the middle of town, and they said, "Oh, what a shame." And then they left us here in the basement of a burnt out house and he never came back. And now, ooh, the ghost of the lady of the house tells him that he has to kick us out and he can go free because no, that's not fair. It's not fair.
Do you think you're doing yourself and everyone else here any favors by continuously putting yourself into torment? You think it's a good idea to continuously try and purposely hurt yourself by being near your pain? Why do you want to subject yourself to that?
If I let go of it, what do I have left?
A life? There's more to life than just wallowing in the past.
Where do I go?
You'll find out, but you have to leave here first. You don't know what's out there because you haven't looked.
So, I mean, the good news is she's listening to you. The bad news is she is still standing there. She's rooted in place. She does not look like she's moving anytime soon. And it's beginning to get cold in the room. The entire basement, every room of it is starting to become very, very chilly. And it feels as if the ceiling is starting to loosen. Dirt is starting to rain down. And it occurs to you, Lo Fong, that perhaps when the lady at the house said you can leave if you get everyone out, she wasn't saying, oh, good, have my blessing and go on your way. She was saying, I suggest you get everyone out. And if you're lucky, I'll let you get out the door with them. But she was in a very roundabout spirit way trying to warn you that whatever they've been doing to shore up this basement, the unaccounted for moving of earth by fucking Zhang Jet has unsettled that. And the basement is on the verge of losing stability. You guys should probably get out real soon.
Well, at this point, Lo Fong will speak again. He's kind of been quiet because this isn't what he's good at. He's not good at talking. But he's at least good enough at what he does that he knows when a room is about to fall in. And he says kind of matter of factly, this room is about to collapse. I will listen to everything you have to say to me once we're outside, but unless we all want to perish in this room, we should move now.
So were you pleading with her to leave? Were you trying to intimidate her into leaving? Or were you just pushing your luck? All right. So why don't you go ahead and roll with Harmony for me?
Alrighty. That's a 3. That's not getting anything done.
That's not getting anything done. In fact, you have just undone everything that Long did. All the listening, all the good. Man, she was this close, man. She was almost off the ledge. And then she heard your voice and she lit right the fuck back up again. She's ready to go. Long, in fact, she tries to go. Unfortunately, she had calmed down enough that the man holding her loosened his grip. She's now trying to get over you to Lo Fong. She is just overwhelmed by the negative spiritual energy in this place. She is no longer in control.
Yes, train looks like it's on
Oh.
Fritz. Okay,
Yeah.
Zoom front.
Yeah. Sorry. It'll come back in a second, y'all. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
I was like looking down, and your audio was coming through and everything, so it was fine. But then, it wasn't fine because
There's just like a
Yeah.
solid
there we go.
10 seconds or so.
Yeah. All right, just gotta adjust some things, but otherwise we should be back just fine. All right, we're good. They can hear you.
All right.
So audio wise, they only missed like the last few seconds. So
I'm just trying to knock out a hysterical girl.
All right. So, do you, just out of curiosity, are there any moves in your playbook that would assist with that? Because if not, we'll go with a basic move.
The only thing I have would be maybe potentially sweep the leg so I can knock them off balance and then go from there.
I believe that if you knock them off balance, you would get a bonus to your roll, wouldn't you?
If your foe has a total of 3 or more fatigue and condition marks, I inflict 2 fatigue. And if they have fewer than 3 fatigue and conditions marked, inflict 2, but I must take 1.
I don't think you need that. Let's go ahead and rely on your skills and training. Is that your better roll?
My best roll is passion, but I don't mind rolling with focus, so I can rely on my skills and training.
All right.
I got a mixed success.
Okay, so you are going to have to mark a fatigue on this one. And so you go ahead, and as she tries to literally clamber over you like Gollum after a ring on a hobbit's finger, you grab her, and you're trying to do just a very quick pop to the back of the head, just render her unconscious long enough to remove her from this negative spiritual energy. But she's fast. She does bite you. She bites you. You don't catch ghost madness, but you do get bitten. And you actually have to grab her and do a more pop to the side of the head before she will stop. But she does go down.
Sorry.
And as she does, the whole basement really, really starts fucking up. She was the primary earthbender keeping this thing steady. She's now unconscious.
Shoulder, go.
Yeah, y'all might want to haul ass.
Yeah. Not waiting for you, because if shit's falling, I'm not waiting for y'all.
Yeah. And Lo Fang will help the older man if he needs help.
All right. So you guys, as you're running through the basement, it is exceedingly cold. You can feel more than one spirit. There has been more than one spirit trapped in this house, kept alive by this negative feedback loop of spiritual energy and trauma. And they are all now trying to tear down the last of the building, trapping them to this plane, keeping them out of the next. And so you make it out. Dirt is falling behind you. It's all in your face. It's in your hair. There's rocks. But you guys make it out as a rush of ground falls in behind you. And even though the earthbender, the strongest one, is unconscious, and the old man is obviously not doing anything, as if a group of highly skilled earthbenders are standing there working in perfect unison, the ground fills in and covers over completely. There is no sign anything was ever here, much less that there was a full and occupied basement there 10 minutes ago. But the chill in the air dissipates as the ground solidifies. The clammy heaviness that you didn't realize you had been feeling since you walked into the basement is completely lifted, not just from you, but from this entire lot. and the girl in your arms, her breathing has changed. It has become significantly easier. So let's leave you guys there, having exercised the spirits of some people who've died a terrible death. And let's check in real quick with Kim and Kayam, and then we're going to wrap up for the evening. So, Kim and Kayam, you guys brought the old woman up to the surface, and what do you want to do with her, Kayam?
What else is around us?
The closest thing to you is, I mean, the street, but there are still some lights on at the house.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna carry her over to that servant's quarters, where my new friend is.
All right. Are you going to knock to get someone's attention, or are you going to just leave her there like a baby in a basket, like, and not my problem?
I'm going to swaddle her and leave her there.
I'm sorry, I was just imagining how pissed I would be if I was like 73 years old and I woke up from being punched in the head by some 20-year-old and they had swaddled me and left me on a doorstep.
And I'll leave her a radish. A beat. I'm gonna leave her a beat. And just like, you know, leave a little note and be like, for your health. And like,
leave a little note, sorry I beat your ass.
It's alright, she don't know. She's knocked out. I'm leaving. I don't want to deal with the people of this house anymore, and it sounds like an earthquake down there, so I'm assuming she's not gonna have a home anymore. And you know what? They don't have nursing homes, okay? So she's gonna have to figure it out. But like, the people here knew the people there, like the servants here knew the servants there. So hopefully they'll figure it out, because I have to take care of children. I can't take care of children and old people at the same time, okay? Like, I'm just gonna do the little swaddling, place a little beat right there on her bosom, and I'm gonna turn to Kim Ji-woon and be like, all right, I think I'm gonna put my shirt back on now. I'm getting cold.
All right, so go ahead, please.
Let's go. We got time's wasted.
Yeah. Hopefully our boys down there our friends will be good. Cause I don't know, just got the heebie-jeebies.
It'll probably be fine.
Like, it was really cold. All right, let's go.
People that matter.
So as you guys arrive at the council hall, your cousin takes you not to the front door, but around, down to the back set of stairs. Looks like you're going into, you know, a loading dock entrance, a servant where you bring in the junk. But instead, there is a door behind a second door, and it leads to a lower basement office, and this office is opulent. It's sumptuous.
Mm-hmm.
It is very much the office of the primary place where the Dao Fei gather together for community work. You know, because what's the point of crime if you don't like the neighborhood you're living in? If I'm going to be making a whole bunch of money doing crime, my neighborhood is going to be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
We're all going to benefit from my crime, and Uncle Boomy feels the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So do the other members of the Dao Fei. And so sitting in front of you are your Uncle Boomy, the lady Lee Camilla.
Hat lady.
She is... No, she's not the hat lady.
Oh, not the hat lady.
She is from her family has long, strong connections to the pirates of the Water Tribe.
I
And
see.
then, and then there is a member of the, I can't remember their name all of a sudden, so it doesn't matter. There's a third gangster there. There are 3 gangsters, and each of them has someone with them. Uncle Boomy has the Hat Lady. Each of the others have a first in command with them, and they're sitting and they're looking at you, and their faces are very, very serious. As Lee Camilla leans forward and she says, "Now, what have they done with our friends in the Air Nation?"
Genocide.
We were at the Eastern Air Temple when it happened. They locked the town down, arrived as the Fire Nation Navy does, unannounced, unprompted, supposedly on some sort of mission, the details of which could not be shared. The comet flew overhead. The temple burned. It was smoking the day after, and the town was still locked down when we broke past Fire Nation officers who were very keen on making certain that I believed that the thing they did not do was necessary if it did happen. We did not find air nomads in that temple.
All right. So they nod. These are all older people. They've been around the block 2 or 3 times. Boomy's the oldest one there, but they're all peers of his. So the third one, whose name will be Chow. No last name given. Everyone just calls him Chow. The end. Not Big Chow, not Funny Chow, not Fat Chow. No, nothing. Chow. Absolute serious respect. And Chow looks at you with a very solemn face and he goes, "So, here's the thing. You can't ever clear that many bodies. You just can't. Like this is a person well familiar with murder, and it is just clear in their voice and their eyes as they're very calmly explaining to you that no matter how strong the military operation is, how well handled it is, you cannot do a clear sweep all at once. It's going to there had to have been air nomads in the air. There were definitely some trading in other villages. If what you say is true, then you didn't see the end of anything. You saw the beginning. They're going to be sweeping across the world, town by town, trying to find who they have not gotten so far." And so he tells you with a very straight face, if you've got what I think you've got outside of town, and it occurs to you that, oh yeah, there are probably people with a decent spy network among the Dalfei. And it occurs to you that more than your uncle now know. You told them what to look for, and they have spent the 2 hours wisely. Chow now knows that there is a small herd of air bison and a bunch of sleeping air nomad children on top of that butte. If you have what I think you have outside of town, you can't take them anywhere this big ever again, young man. Y'all need to get them somewhere safe now. And then, if you're half the man any other Jiwoon I've ever known is, you're going to have to try to race ahead of the Fire Nation. You got to spread the word. We'll do what we can. We'll send the message, we'll send the word along all the underground paths. But if y'all are flying, you're the fastest word of mouth. You've got to let them know in Omashu. You've got to let them know in Ba Sing Se. You have to let them know the Fire Nation is coming for the Earthbenders, for the Airbenders who survive.
Sure, we might be the fastest to do that, but we also have to get these kids our cargo part of, I'm gonna push back, sorry, our cargo where they need to go first. So we might not be ahead of the warning.
We're still ahead for now. We can chew up a little bit of that time to make sure that cargo gets where the cargo needs to be. And then Kim, you've seen these kinds of salutes perhaps like here and there, like maybe in books. It's because it's a real old fashioned kind of thing to do. Some of the older people might even have to hold back a sword because ain't nobody been doing this shit for 30 years. And yeah, he puts his hands up and makes that salute. But I am Kim Ji-woon, and I'll see it through.
You got this.
All right. Your uncle is absolutely very proud, by the way, that you have dusted off that old ass salute. He does not care that his friends are looking at him like, do you see the bless you this child's heart? He's like, yeah, I see him. Y'all. Okay. He doubles down on there. Do you see that with a yes? Do you? And you guys have gained the backing of the Dao Fae. So the good news is from here on out, at any town you go to, you, Mr. Jiwoon, you no longer have access to really important Fire Nation stuff if the military is there. The military will recognize you on sight. But a message has now been sent forth to any Dao Fae in any city. If Kim Ji-woon requests your help, it's a fucking emergency. Answer. So, there's good news and there's bad news. You guys are definitely on the wanted list. By the time you drop off your cargo and start trying to get ahead of the Fire Nation, people will know who and where you are. But you've got some good news too. And so with that, now that we've rescued Lo Fong, now that we've got some backing, let's go ahead and wrap up and end our night.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So let's do our questions. So guys, did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world tonight?
I just went into the underground network of Kim Ji-woon's family, so I think yes. At least I did.
Lo Fong's got more bodies in his closet than Grandpa. I didn't know that was possible.
I don't know if Kim even necessarily knows the whole extent of everything yet.
No, he was part and parcel of deliberately deflecting all this, yo, don't say nothing. You don't admit. He just deflected a whole lot. He's at, you killed a lot of people here.
Yeah.
Probably.
I know enough. I can put it together. I'm good.
I guess it's kind of confirmed that Lo Fong killed people, so I guess I learned something new.
Lo Fong learned that ghosts are real.
That is definitely challenging to one's worldview. That would fuck up my whole worldview forever. All right. Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
Maybe.
I think it counts in the sense that a community problem of being in that basement. That was an imminent collapse, and they got out.
I would say that it wouldn't be Kayam didn't solve that, but like Woong and Lo Fang for sure. Like,
All right. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with Wong and Lo Fong definitely help solve a community problem. Although you guys did navigate the dungeon to get Lo Fong out.
that is true.
And if you guys had not gotten Lo Fong out, that spirit was absolutely like your cousin said, everybody knew that corner lot was haunted. Bad spiritual energy was building there. You guys absolutely prevented a big problem down the line. All right. And did you guide a companion towards balance or end the session at your center?
I'm at center.
Ended at center.
At center.
I'm at center, but I'd like to argue that I went towards friendship by staying behind to help Lo Fong.
Okay, I can argue. I can see that. All right, and now why doesn't everybody go ahead and read me off your personal growth questions? And then we'll wrap up and bounce out.
Let's see. Did I check off any of the things on my legacy of excellence? I don't even think I successfully led y'all into battle. I did not directly save a friend's life, so no. Openly call all friends unworthy. I didn't do anything on that, but as far as my question goes, that is, did I express vulnerability by admitting that I was wrong, or could have listened to someone you ignored? Nope, I didn't do any of that. Like, worst case scenario, I put my shirt back on. That was, I don't think I get any things from that. So I'm done.
Alright.
That's it. Nothing on my end. I did level up from everything else, but yeah.
Casey, what about Lo Fong?
All right. Well, I have my growth question, and I also have my making amends character thing. Once per session, you've tried your best to prove that you're a different, better person now through your actions. Roll, taking +1 for each yes to the following questions. Did you make amends directly to a person you harmed? I would say yes. Are you at your center? Yes. Did someone honestly thank you for your efforts or forgive you for your mistakes? I don't think I got that one, but it's still a +2. Whoops. Whoops. That's 2d6. D2d6 plus. That's a 10.
Nice.
So I can do 2 things.
Look at you with your bad self.
I can mark growth twice.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so I'll do that. And then for my growth question, did you try to make amends for past mistakes or prove you're a different person now? Yes.
Right. Awesome possum. And Mare?
Did you get a friend to join in or approve of one of your bad habits? I don't think anyone disapproves of my bad habits of breaking into places.
No.
Unfortunately, this is not the best AA group to.
You're with exactly the right type of crowd to always want to break into places.
Completely agree. So yes, we are fine with my breaking and entering.
All right, and Obi.
Did you learn something meaningful or important about your lineage, its members, or its effects on the world and others? I'm actually going to say no to this because I think, like, the end, that was exactly how Kim believes the world works and should be. Like, that was just a confirmation of pre-existing bias. It's not me.
That's hilarious. I love it. Valid. All right. Cool. So that goes ahead and that wraps up our growth questions. Let's go ahead and finish up and head out. And then we're going to raid. I don't know who we're raiding. Val will tell us at the end.
I'll tell us in
a
second. Murph, if you could just type it in Zoom and I'll throw it on the channel. Thank you everyone for coming and showing up. the next time that you can see me, that you can see us, we're not playing next week because it's Extra Life Weekend on Friday. Starting Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. We will be starting our 9-game marathon over the weekend because I like to torture myself. And everyone's like, we're going to play 24 hours on Saturday. I was like, no. I'm playing much longer than that, but I'm sleeping in between. So that's why we get 3 days of fundraising. But yeah, we have a lot of amazing games. We have everybody here is gonna be participating in one way or another. But the first thing that we have on Friday is my husband gets to run a game of Paranoia First Edition. Then we have my friend Emma running Dragon Age. And then wrapping up is on Friday. I'm playing in it is my friend Miss Vivacia, running some Brindlewood Bay. On Saturday, we will start off with my friend Marlo running Morkborg. My friend Nathan Blades running their own game, Ballad of Conjurers, which I'm also playing in, and it's going to be super fun. Then wrapping up on Saturday is Laser and Feelings, run by Archangelic. And then on Sunday, first game on Sunday is Arnica.
Sunday.
With SCP. Second game on Sunday is Mare with Magical Kitties. And then the last game of that weekend on next Sunday is our good friend Janie Potts, who will be running some Monster of the Week. So super excited, and that's what's happening next week. And like, as I have a week off because next week it's gonna be insane. So that's me. Casey. Other way, the opposite direction. So it would be Casey, Mare, Obi, then
Okay.
Arnica. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, don't have much going on right now, so I'm just here in fabulous Las Vegas for a work trip. But other than that, I appear on Clockwork Productions most Saturday nights for Blood on the Clock Tower. I'm here on Fridays. I'll be part of Extra Life for Mare's Game next weekend, playing a very grumpy old cat. And that's about all I got.
Hello, I'm Mary. You can find me on Twitter, Archmage of Dice. Speaking of Extra Life weekends, as Val already mentioned, I'm running the Magical Kitties game at 3 p.m. Eastern. And also speaking of Extra Life, I'm also on For Friends Who Roll Dice's leadership team. We are also doing an Extra Life thing starting at 11 a.m. on that Saturday the 5th, going for 24 hours. I will be in the first game of the day, playing in a game of Masks run by Lily Sparks. And on Saturday nights at 6 p.m. over on Sword and Key, I play a Centaur Rogue by the name of Acacia in a nautical campaign called Horizon's Call. So yeah, that's all I got. Come join us. Help us raise money.
Well, hello. I have been Kim Ji-woon, but
Just to get that last one in.
elsewhere on the internet, I am Shinobi on Twitch at twitch.tv/Shinobi. I am Jossa Dyson on Twitter. That's JOS80ISON. And next week, because I cannot bear to leave you, come back for Extra Life at noon on Friday. See me one more time as Damien in a special Dragon Age one-shot. You're going to be getting up to some great...
Some pirate shenanigans, right?
I love
Can't wait.
shenanigans.
Yeah, pirate shenanigans.
Fantastic. And thank you so much, everyone, for coming out and showing up. I've been your GM, Arnica. You can find me online on Twitter and Twitch at ArnicaXRoss. And my freaking week next week is packed. You can find me Monday from 7:30 to 10:30 at twitch.tv/girlsruntheseworlds as we get into episode 2 of our 3-part mini series that starts off Wish We Weren't Here, our terrible, horrible, no good, very bad road trip to save reality. We had an excellent premiere last week. I'd love it if you pop in this week as we hit Wonderland for Halloween for my horror show. I promise you, I'm going to turn the party. You think they were cringing last week? No, no, no. And then we are off here Friday, but I will be back on Saturday to play Nathan Plate's Ballad of the Casters game. Back on Sunday to run my SCP game. A very normal day at Site 207. Nothing to worry about. And then back on Monday again to wrap up my 3. I'm
It's
going
busy. You're
flat out
busy.
next
You are.
week.
You are. Oh, don't burn yourself out, Mama.
Yeah, but then after that, I just have you guys until Christmas.
There you go.
And we're almost done for
Yeah.
this season.
Yeah, we got three
So-
episodes left.
3 episodes left. I can't.
Mhm.
So thank you so much, everyone, for showing up. We're going to go raid the Lady
the
Dame.
Lady Dame. Yep.
All right, we're gonna go raid the Lady Dame. Stick around, enjoy them, and y'all have a great
Bye.
night.
Bye, friends. We love you. It's all cool. Rah, 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 rah.